Hello, friends. Welcome back again to the I Have a Vision Academy YouTube channel. In short, I Have Academy. So, without wasting any time, let's start our today's session. So, last time I have told you about the first classification of the Constitution, that is, the written and the unwritten. Now, today we will discuss the second classification. What is it? Federal, and unitary. Okay. So the basics of federal and unitary constitution, I have told you this in previous classes. So what is the first point here? The first point will be the basic difference between a federal polity and a unitary polity. So what was this basic difference, if you remember? So the first difference is division of power between center and states. The constitution will be providing certain powers to the center and the remaining powers to the state. The constitution will clearly define the areas in which center can make law and the areas in which state can make law, so that there will be no clash in the political system of a country and the governance can be made smooth. Okay. So in the federal polity, center and states will coexist and both have respective powers with them, which are provided by constitution. Okay, this is the father of all term, constitution. Got it? In unitary, as I have told you before, all the powers will be centralized by the union. Union and center, these are synonyms in political terms. Okay. किसके पास है? यूनियन के पास है. ठीक है. But the question arises, is there any state government in the unitary polity? In a country who is functioning on a unitary polity, are state governments also formed there or not? So I have told you this answer to this question before. The state government will exist like in Uttarakhand? No. United Kingdom. In United Kingdom, they function on the unitary polity, yet they have state governments. So what is the meaning of state government in a unitary polity? So the only importance of state government in the unitary polity is to implement the laws which are made by the union. That's it. It is kind of executive arm or implementation arm of the union. The state government will not act as a sovereign government in the state. Okay. So this was the basic difference. The second difference, we can make a logical deduction of the second point. From where? From the written constitution itself. I have told you the federal constitution must require a written constitution. So that is the second point. Okay, written constitution should be there for the federal, because if the constitution does not demarcate the boundaries of the center and state, then anarchy will prevail in a country. Okay, the center and states will keep fighting with each other and can't focus on the development of the country. That is why the written constitution is a must in the federal polity. Coming here to the unitary, we can have written or unwritten constitution. Okay, see, that is the example of only United Kingdom, that there is a unwritten constitution. But if there is a unitary polity, okay, and I have made in unwritten constitution, it will be flexible only. But if I have made a written constitution which is flexible, how does it matter? Yes, rigid can't be there. What is the idea of rigidity here? For whom we are making this constitution rigid? Because all the powers has been centralized by the union only. So there is no division of powers. And in here, it is a written constitution, and it should be a rigid constitution. I have told you the definition of rigid. It means there can be certain provisions or the whole of the constitution is formed in such a way that the amendment to the constitution will require a special majority. Now, what is the special majority? You can take it in this way, that which is difficult to achieve, that is a special majority. Okay, so this is a rigid and written constitution. Third point about judiciary. See, in polity, although it is not a very subjective, it is very objective. Okay, like we have seen in previous year question of UPSC, the UPSC has asked such questions that if you see the question by first glance, you will get confused. Like the next topic will be constitutionalism. So there I will ask one question regarding constitutionalism after teaching you all the things related to it. Then we will ponder upon this topic. Okay. So judiciary. So what is the role of judiciary in federal polity? See, judiciary plays a very important role. Judiciary has the utmost importance in the federal polity. How? Because when the legislature and executive interfere in one another's work, or this is center, S1, S2, S3, state 1, state 2, state 3. So if the center have attempted an incursion into the state's subject, what are the state subjects? The subjects or the areas in which exclusively states can make laws, that are the state subjects. So if the center will foray into the territory of states, then judiciary will come into place in both these times. And what will judiciary do? It will read the constitution, the provisions of the constitution, and it will generate a decree that so and so, that legislature, that executive, that states, you have used your powers in arbitrary manner. Okay, if center has made a law on the state subject, so judiciary will come into place, or states can go to judiciary claiming that center has overused its power. So the judiciary will quash that judgment after hearing the plea of states. So judiciary is very powerful, okay? Not is, should be very powerful. Judiciary should be very powerful in the federal polity. Coming to this, take example of United Kingdom only. Judiciary may not be powerful. See, if I take the example of UK, there is no constitution itself. जब कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ही नहीं है तो पार्लियामेंट इज सुप्रीम. यू कैन रिलेट इट टू द अनरिटन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. सो व्हेन द पार्लियामेंट इज सुप्रीम, so how come the judiciary can quash a judgment or a law made by the parliament? See here. So judiciary may be powerful or may not be powerful. Okay, these are the some basic difference between federal and unitary polity. See, what is the difference between confederation, federation, and union? See, confederation means loosely binded. Okay, it is very vague term. Federation means different states came together to form a single country. Okay, union means one country. Example, our beloved or incredible India. Example, USA, and this is not a formal term. Okay, going to next topics. This is an interesting topic. I should change the marker. constitutionalism. Okay, very big word. Constitutionalism. So let's hear a story now. Okay. In our childhood days, we all used to watch this cartoon, Arabian Nights. So this is Aladdin. Okay. This is very special thing. We all know it. What is it? Chirag. Okay. Who is this? So you should able to recall, because I made such a good drawing. You are seeing the Picasso art here. So this is genie. Okay. See, the real term is jinn here, but the West used to modernize ancient civilization's name, so they have made it look more cooler. Genie. The original form is jinn. You must have read this term in Mahavira in Jainism. So let's proceed further. In the cartoon of Arabian Nights, the Aladdin possesses this chirag. Okay. And the genie used to live in this chirag. So the equation is such that whosoever will possess this chirag, genie has to serve him. This is the equation. Now this chirag is protecting Aladdin from whom? From other problems also, and from genie itself. Genie can't harm the Aladdin. Why? Because Aladdin possesses this chirag. Whosoever will possess the house of the genie, that is the chirag, the genie can't harm him, and he will have to serve him as his master. So why I am telling you this story? Aladdin is nothing but people. Aladdin represents people of a country. चिराग represents, अच्छा छोड़ो, चिराग बाद में लिखते हैं. What does genie represent? He is serving him. Who is serving the people? In the theoretical term, not in the practical term. Government. One term remain, which is written ahead. Constitution. So now understand the meaning of constitutionalism. The people of the country possess this chirag or constitution. Why? Because the people themselves have made this chirag in the political sense. Okay. Now the chirag or the constitution gave the power to the government. That dear government, I am giving you these and these powers. Please serve your people according to your given power. Please don't use your powers in an arbitrary manner or an unrestricted manner. Okay, so this constitution has restricted the powers of the government. Otherwise, if the people who have made this constitution have not demarcated or written each and every power of the government, so this body, this government will become so strong in the future that it will harass people. Okay, once the government will become so strong, there is no going back. In practical sense, ये नहीं हो सकता कि पीपल बोले ठीक है चिराग अब उसको पावर ये मत दो, क्योंकि एट दैट टाइम व्हेन गवर्नमेंट होल्ड्स ऑल द पावर, ही कैन इन्फ्लुएंस दिस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑल्सो. So again and again I am telling you this word, restricted power. The constitution has restricted the power of the government. Okay, this is nothing but constitutionalism. Constitutionalism means the power of the government is not arbitrary. The government can't use the powers given to him by the provisions of the constitution in an arbitrary manner or an unrestricted manner. These powers which are given to the government are restricted by some provisions of the constitution. And who is the owner of this constitution? Where does the source or the power of this constitution is coming from? People. Because people are the owner of this constitution. Okay, so this is nothing but constitutionalism. Acha, one more point in this. Is this term is enough, constitution? See, if I have written only constitution, so it can be formed in any way. Take example, एक कंट्री है शूरवीर, एक डायनेस्टी ऑफ किंग उधर राज कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, बहुत साल हो गए. किंग ने एक दिन सोचा आई विल टर्न माई कंट्री फ्रॉम अ मोनार्की टू अ डेमोक्रेसी. ओके, और उसने जाके अपने आप को एक रूम में बंद कर लिया और वो 3 साल बाद निकला. क्या कर रहा था 3 साल? कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन लिख रहा था वो, ठीक है. उसने अपने पूरे पॉलिटी जो अपनी कंट्री में पॉलिटी होगी उसका कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन लिख दिया और सबको पावर्स दे दी. मतलब द किंग इज गिविंग पावर टू हिमसेल्फ. तो कैसी पावर देनी चाहिए आप बताओ? जब आपका मन हो समोसा खाने का तो 10 खाओगे 15 खाओगे? अरे खाने का तो 15 ही खाओगे आप, अगर आपके पेट में जगह हो सकती है तो 10 क्यों खाओगे? ठीक है. सो द आइडिया ऑफ दिस स्टोरी इज it should be democratically formed constitution, means the people of the country should be forming this constitution and not the ruling or dominant party in the country. Okay, if I give you a practical example, the constitution of Nepal amended 2 or 3 times I think, and still we don't know it can be implemented successfully or not. So that is the importance of this democratically word here, democratically formed constitution. So this is nothing but constitutionalism. We will not dwell into or waste time further. Now, having a democratically formed constitution is not enough. Okay, there are some more provisions which enforce or empower this democratically formed constitution. What are those? First and foremost thing, people conscious or conscience. This means the people of country are educated well enough to understand the politics of a country. That's why the Western civilization is so modernized, because the people, the common people of their country are well educated. They understand the rules of politics. They don't go with the flow of emotions prevailing in that country at a particular period of time, unlike India. Okay, at sometimes we Indians became so jingoistic, and at other times we became more of a pessimistic. Okay, first and foremost, people's conscious. Second, independent judiciary. So if we have an independent judiciary, it can hear any plea and also can quash the laws made by government. This is the meaning of independent judiciary. Rule of law. We will dwell into this topic in further classes. For today's purpose, understand this. It is kind of self-explanatory term. Rule of law. Okay, I am adding other thing, not rule of king. I think now you can able to relate. It means in a country, no king, no monarch, no autocrat have the power to make laws. Okay, but coming to this rule of law means the law is king. Okay, so the law acquires the position of a, this is chair of king. It means the whatsoever legislations will be passed by the parliament or by the legislature of a country, that rule will prevail on its soil. Okay, so this is rule of law will prevail and not rule of king. King is a person here. लॉ बैठेगा राजगद्दी पे, गेम ऑफ थ्रोन्स पे. ठीक है. Fundamental rights. This is a 3 to 4 hours long topic, so we will dwell into it in further classes. But these are the basic rights given to the citizens of a country or to the residents of a country by the following government. Okay. Fifth, See, this is all theoretical concept. Otherwise, you will question me, what is CBI term doing here? Okay. So fifth is independent bodies, means there are some bodies. These are also passed by the legislations, by rules and laws of the constitution, but they are enacted by the parliament. Okay. So these are some independent bodies: CVC, CBI, you can add ECI, but this can be formed in certain other point. That there should be fair and regular election in a country, so that the constitutionalism will prevail in the country. It means incumbent government will not take all the powers in its hand. Okay. If the incumbent government is serving its people properly, so the people will elect that particular government in the next elections also. And if the incumbent government is using its power in unrestricted or arbitrary manner, the people of the country will throw that particular government out in the next elections. So ECI is very much necessary for empowering the provisions of constitutionalism. Okay, so this is all about constitutionalism. So I think after this class, one more basic class I will take, then we will proceed with Lakshmikant chapters. Okay. Now a very important topic in which most of the students are confused. Okay. Those who are beginners, I am not talking about the repeaters. Let's change the pen. Union level, state level. Now there are two houses at union level. The lower house the upper house, I have made a bigger house, the upper house or the Council of States or the Rajya Sabha, all are synonyms. The lower house, I have drawn a smaller house, lower house, Lok Sabha, House of People. Okay. At state level, if we use the same analogy here, विधान सभा, विधान परिषद. Okay. So understand this. At union level, we have two legislative houses. I have told you in previous basic classes, legislative houses, what does it signify? it means the rule making bodies. Okay, so we have two different kind of rule making bodies at two different level. Okay, absorb this statement. We have two different kind of rule making bodies at two different level. Okay, first one is called Rajya Sabha, second one is called Lok Sabha. What are these? These are the legislative houses. I am talking about our प्यारा भारत. At state level, we have legislative council और विधान परिषद, legislative assembly विधान सभा. So इसके मेंबर्स को क्या बोला जाएगा और इनके मेंबर्स को क्या बोला जाएगा? यही आज का डाउट क्लियरिंग सेशन है. LC, LA, कहाँ हैं ये दोनों? स्टेट लेवल पे. मेंबर ऑफ लेजिस्लेटिव काउंसिल आर द मेंबर्स और द लेजिस्लेचर्स बिलोंगिंग टू लेजिस्लेटिव काउंसिल ऑफ द हाउस ऑफ द स्टेट. सॉरी, members of legislative assembly are the legislatures which belong to the lower house or the legislative assembly house of the state. Copying this analogy at the union level, does it will fit or not? It will not fit. Only one term, members of parliament. Doesn't matter it is a lower house or upper house, Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha, I am not concerned with it. Okay, in informal sense you can say that yes, particular Mr. particular name is a member of parliament. अच्छा, but कौन से हाउस में है? Okay, he is the member of the Lok Sabha. In informal sense we can do it, but MP name has given to both the members. So this is the difference between the MLA, MLC and MP. Okay, now why I have written this 6? Because the legislative council is not created and in each and every state of our country. ठीक है, means legislative council is an optional house for the state level, but legislative assembly is a mandatory or the important house of state. ये मैंने याद कैसे किया? See, you have all heard the term LA, the initials of the legislative assembly. What is it? Los Angeles, a city of state of USA. It is a very posh area, बट इसका अपोजिट यूज करो. यू हैव टू यूज द अपोजिट लॉजिक. LA तो सबके पास हो सकता है, LA जैसी सिटी को कोई भी खरीद सकता है. तो ऐसे मैंने याद कर लिया था, आप अपने हिसाब से देख सकते हो उसको कैसे याद करना है. इसीलिए लेजिस्लेटिव काउंसिल आर ऑप्शनल. तो 6 ही स्टेट में, दे एग्जिस्ट इन ओनली 6 स्टेट्स. व्हाट आर दिस 6 स्टेट्स? अगर आपको याद करना है तो मैं बता देता हूँ. Okay, this concept is over, I think. What is it? India. Again, Picasso drawing. The state exists in pair. Maharashtra. What is the other term of this pair? Karnataka. Second pair. Another pair. The third is not pair until 2014. What was the state? Andhra. But as the Telangana was carved out of Andhra, so Telangana. These are the 6 states. Previously, before the repealment of Article 370 and 35A, there is another state which was having legislative council, but now it has been dissolved. So this is not here. These are the states. Understood? So I think in this class it is enough. We almost completed all the basics except 1 or 2. So in the last class, in the coming class, there will be a last class of basic classes, and thereafter we will proceed in accordance to the Lakshmikant book. Okay. So if you like this video or you like the teaching way, so please share it with your friends and subscribe to our YouTube channel. तब तक के लिए गुड बाय, जय हिंद.